try and explain to people, like my mum, everyone was like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Are you going to be bored? I was like, no, this is lovely. I can just breathe. I was like, this is great. And it's actually, I found in a weird way, I'm kind of more creative now, because I can actually take a day to sit and think, the next day actually do it, and then evaluate it and start again, and not feel like, oh my goodness, I've only got 5 days to do it, or something ridiculous like that. Do you know what I mean? So you can definitely take positives out of this. I'm definitely valuing the process more again, rather than just thinking about the end product like I was before, just to get things done. Well, do you know what? I didn't think when this all started, obviously I took it seriously, but I was thinking, oh, it won't really affect me. Like, I'll just have to stay at home sort of thing. And then it's sort of, as the weeks are like progressing, I'm thinking, actually, if this spreads to September, it will be the beginning of final year. They might change the entire sort of hand-in strategies and everything. And to an extent, like if degree shows, like they're saying they're going to turn digital and social distancing will be even bigger, like that will just absolutely change everything that I expected of a LCF final year sort of thing. So it has got me thinking a lot. Like, I will obviously embrace anything we have to do, and I'm lucky that it isn't thrown on me like it is, you know, these guys. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how they'll sort of adapt, really. Well, for me, I mean, the degree show is sort of part of the, well, it is definitely part of the UAL experience. And obviously as well, like connecting with our students, like collaborations and everything in final year is so vital, that it definitely, like, that is shocking to think that we might not have that. It will sort of be the same as any other fashion union. I think that UAL has got that sort of pedestal where they can do all those kind of things. And yeah, it will devalue it a little bit, and it will be quite deflating. It'll be quite sad, I think. I feel quite emotional anyway that I'm not, because I'm doing a year in between of another course, and the girls that I'm on it with, I'm not in a course with them in final year. So even that for me is just the blunt goodbye, not knowing when you're going back. Yeah, it's quite sad. Like, the lack of human contact, I guess, is pretty sad. Yeah, well, I have, over the course of the last few weeks, I've been looking into sort of like digital lay plans, pattern cutting, you know, digital printing, anything that I can do like from home, basically, because I'm just thinking anything that I can do outside of UAL would be great. It's just hard for me because obviously it's such a sort of physical based course. Like, I can't get those contour machines anywhere else. I do swimwear and lingerie. It's so specific that I think I will really struggle in that sense to find something that I mean, I luckily enough have a sewing machine here, but like an overlocker, you know, etc., all of that kind of thing, I just don't have. And that is it's going to be quite financially tough next year if I have to buy all of that myself, I think, is my main concern, because we all know final year costs a lot anyway, with the degree show and a, you know, final collection and all that. So it's, yeah, financially draining, I think, is all I'm going to say it as. Well, I mean, I had my first day back at uni because obviously, again, we had the Easter holidays as soon as the pandemic started. So I actually didn't really consider the effect of uni until we went back the other day. But it was strange, and also the kind of, I felt myself a bit less motivated afterwards as well, because you are literally just listening to someone speak. And I know that lectures are like that, but the whole, like, having breaks with your friends, discussing it, having a coffee in between, that whole sort of networking experience is just not there. It's just me and my laptop sitting there listening, and so it was pretty hard to engage in that. And I mean, we all have a group chat, so we're all pretty, you know, still conversing and everything. And my teacher is always at hand to talk to us and sticks around afterwards on the call, so you can still talk to him. So they are adapting pretty well. It's just different, that's all. And I'm sure, like, over the coming weeks, I will get used to it. But I did find myself sort of just being a tiny bit bored in the lecture that just went. But that could just be because I'm getting used to it. I think, well, for me and my group of friends, I know, well, for me and my best friend, our friendship group's kind of torn, because half of us are sort of just thinking about the design and sort of going wild, classic UAL style, over the top, all of that kind of thing. And then me and my friend, now that we've done this business course, I mean, sustainability has always been a core for me. Like, I can't see myself as a designer not thinking about designing sustainably. Like, I just don't see how I could do that given the crisis we're in. So it's definitely a core for a lot of us, and in the last year I'd say that it's become even more compared to first year. And definitely transparency, I mean, it's coming out in industry so much, so our teachers, lecturers, it's a big thing now. And I don't think you can go on without thinking about it, really. And I think if you're not a brand that's thinking about that, then you need to really think about what your brand stands for, because it can't just be about products. You can't just create without sort of thinking about who you're going to affect around you. I think we need to definitely slow down the production of fashion. I think we need to strip it back and realise that we all love clothes and we appreciate clothes, and it's not just about mass production and feeding into that massive consumerism that has just grown over the last few years. I mean, it's not even like some brands are enjoying fashion now, it's just churning out piece after piece, collection after collection. So I definitely think that if we look back to what we actually need and looking into treating it as a sort of luxury again, and being aware of what we create and making it a hell of a lot less than it is now, I think we will definitely be appreciative of that, because I mean, that will slow down everything. And if everyone works together to do that, it will be a lot easier than because if we keep going at this rate, things are just going to get worse, really a hell of a lot worse. Yeah. And I don't really want to be a part. I mean, obviously, me going into the fashion industry, looking at these problems now, I mean, I don't really want fashion to be the second biggest polluter in the world. That makes me really sad, and people have a bad image on it, and I don't want it to be like that. So definitely, definitely slowing down. That is the biggest thing. I think we just need to stop and slow down.